In the wake of recent deadliest attack in 2 decades on security forces in Uri, Kashmir, there has been a public outcry in national as well as international media. 11 days after the attack, the Indian Army conducted surgical strikes against suspected militants in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, and for the first time since 1999 Kargil War, the Indian Army actually crossed the line of control and made a preemptive strike against terrorist teams, which the Indian public and media have applauded. This has increased the tensions of war between the two nations. The last time the two countries went to war was the Kargil conflict, which officially came to an end on 26 July 1999. The day has since been marked as Kargil Vijay Diwas in India. But since 1999 to present date 2016, nothing has actually changed. Times may have changed, but Indo-Pak relations remain the same, crediting much to the cowardly surprise attacks on various Indian cities by Pakistan-backed militant groups. There have been numerous instances when India almost went to war with Pakistan. Yes, this is not the first time since 1999 that the situations have inflicted war tensions among the two nuclear nations. There have been many ceasefire violations, border skirmishes, standing armed conflicts, and India-Pakistan standoffs in the last decade. So we bring you the disgraceful attacks by Pakistani militants since 1999 that almost led to Indo Pak War. The scars of Kargil War had not yet healed when the 2001 Indian Parliament attack happened. It was an attack at the Parliament of India in New Delhi on 13 December 2001. The Indian Parliament is supposed to be the safest building in the whole country. However, it came under attack by 5 terrorists belonging to Jaish-e-Mohammed and Lashkar-e-Taiba. There were about 100 members of parliament in the building at the time, although none were hurt. The security forces were able to prevent any major damage by killing the terrorists before they could get into the main building. The incident increased tensions between India and Pakistan, resulting in the 2001-2002 India-Pakistan standoff, and brought both sides close to war. The same day, in a démarche to Pakistani High Commissioner to India, Ashraf Jahangir Qazi, India demanded Pakistan to stop the activities of Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed, and that Pakistan should apprehend the organization's leaders and curb the financial assets and the group's access to these assets. Pakistani forces were put on high alert the same day. India mobilized and deployed its troops to Kashmir and Punjab in what was India's largest military mobilization since the 1971 Indo-Pakistani War. The second major war-like situation came the very next year with the 2002 Kaluchak massacre. The 2002 Kaluchak massacre was a terrorist attack by Lashkar-e-Taiba militants on 14th May 2002 near the town of Kaluchak in Jammu and Kashmir. 3 militants in Indian Army uniforms attacked a tourist bus from the Indian state of Himachal Pradesh and killed 31 people. Certain food items like biscuits and chocolates found on the personal belonging of these terrorists revealed that these items were purchased from Zafarwal, Pakistan. The victims included women, children and infants aged 2 months only. Kaluchak incident was the last straw that almost led to a war between India and Pakistan and was the closest that Pakistan and India came to war. The long-established tension between the two countries immediately worsened and they sent 1 million men to their mutual borders. Indian Union Minister of State for External Affairs, Omar Abdullah, blamed Pakistan for this massacre and argued for escalating the response against Pakistan, citing the sheer barbarity of the attack. In 2008 came the worst attack. Armed terrorists opened fire at 8 different sites in a coordinated attack. Carnage started on the 26th when they entered the country through sea and started a killing spree unlike anything seen before. They wielded automatic weapons and attacked all the important places in the cityscape. Pakistan's agency ISI has been found involved in it, and the plan was conceived by Hafiz Saeed. Only one of the terrorists, Ajmal Kasab, was caught alive, while the others were killed in encounters with NSG commandos and police officers. Indian and Pakistani police have exchanged DNA evidence, photographs, and items found with the attackers to piece together a detailed portrait of the Mumbai plot, and still on 9 April 2015, the foremost ringleader of the attacks, Zakir Rahman Lakhvi, was granted bail against surety bonds of $2,000 in Pakistan. This led to a standoff between the two nations and tensions heightened between the two countries. India's then External Affairs Minister Pranab Mukherjee declared that India may indulge in military strikes against terror camps in Pakistan to protect its territorial integrity. Pakistan also moved troops towards the border, with India voicing concerns about the Indian government's possible plans to launch attacks on Pakistani soil if it did not cooperate. The tension diffused in short time, and Pakistan moved its troops away from the border, but this led to the 2010 Kashmir unrest. The next major tension between the two neighbors started in 2011 with India-Pakistan border skirmishes, and this time actual bullets were exchanged and a small war-like situation arose, and the skirmishes have continued till date. The first India-Pakistan border shooting incident happened in 2011 that took place between 30th August and 1st September 2011 across the line of control in Kupwara district, Neelam Valley, resulting in 5 Indian soldiers and 3 Pakistani soldiers being killed. The next happened as 2013 India-Pakistan border incidents, when a series of armed skirmishes along the line of control in the Mendhar sector of Jammu and Kashmir due to the beheading of an Indian soldier. Starting from the mid-January 2013, 28th October 2013, they have been described as the worst bout of fighting in the region in nearly 10 years. A total of 22 soldiers died, 12 Indian and 10 Pakistani soldiers. Finally, the 2014 and 2016 Indian-Pakistan border skirmishes in Arnia sector of Jammu and Kashmir due to killing of 1 soldier of border security force and injured 3 soldiers and 4 civilians by Pakistani rangers. In October 2014, the situation became aggressive. Till date, a total of 152 deaths, including civilians and army personnel from both sides, 1 prisoner of war, and 1 drone destruction has taken place since 2014. The last is the recent conflict caused by the dreadful 2016 Uri attacks. The Uri attack was an attack by 4 heavily armed terrorists on 18 September 2016 near the town of Uri in the Indian-administered state of Jammu and Kashmir. It was reported as the deadliest attack on security forces in Kashmir in 2 decades. No group has claimed responsibility for the attack, though the terrorist group Jaish-e-Mohammed is suspected of being involved in the planning and execution of the attack. On September 29, 11 days after the attack, the Indian Army conducted surgical strikes against suspected militants in Pakistan-administered Kashmir. The Indian Army made a preemptive strike against terrorist teams who were preparing to carry out infiltration and conduct terrorist strikes inside Jammu and Kashmir and in various metros in other states. Fallout from the Uri attack has resulted in banning of Pakistani artists in India and angry, rhetoric debates against each other in the media. India also boycotted the 19th SAARC summit to be held in November in Islamabad, Pakistan. The idea of this video is not to portray a bad image of the Pakistani people, but to showcase the terrible governance shown by the Pakistani government and their army generals. Also, what's more hurting is the incapability of Pakistani people to question the need of Pakistani nukes and weapons instead of education and better living standards. At least, their money would have been utilized in a better way. Because India, as the history showcases, always wanted good and friendly relations with Pakistan. Well, you have heard all the instances that almost led to a war between India and Pakistan. And India, acting as a soft nation for so long, has virtuously shed the image by operating surgical strikes on POK. For India, war may not be the correct answer, but seems like diplomatic talks aren't either the perfect solution. You talk if people listen to, but if they don't, then you have to act. Thanks for watching the video. So what do you think? Do comment in the comment box down below.